Hey guys, welcome back. This is Rajiv and Akshay, and today we will be studying about the next creational design pattern, which is the object pool one. Object pool is very simple design pattern. Uh, next three are actually next three of all three are simple. In the object pool design pattern, it is based upon collection or say pool of pre-initialized objects, which gets returned to client rather than allocating and destroying them on demand whenever the client is calling the actual get to product method. There are scenarios actually where creation of an object is expensive and demands for that object is also not very high. In such scenarios, it is recommended to go with this pattern. Main reason, obviously, it is also because of the performance. In these circumstances, actually, object pools can significantly improve the performance. Just for example, you can take the example of like database connection. Database connection creating the connection can be very slow. In that scenario, a pool of connection is maintained. Closing a connection does not actually means relinquish the link to database. Instead, the connection is actually stored in a pool from where it can be retrieved in the future. And obviously, this can substantially increase the speed of our making connections. However, like every other pattern, it has its own demerits and the situation in which it has to be used. There is a situation of like memory leak, like suppose the instead of like client instead of returning the object, if they start to gather the pool, then obviously there will be a situation of memory leak. Before going to the details, like I should tell you like how the object pool is happening and what it is.
Okay.
Object pool, as from the definition itself, you can understand from the name itself. Object pool is nothing but a container which will contain the rational number of objects, finite number of objects. And whenever the client will call that get method, instead of instantiating at the runtime, it will get that pre-initialized object. So which I said earlier in the previous. So let's try to understand its structure, how it is happening and what it is happening. So with the class diagram, you can see here we have a reusable pool class, which will be containing a finite number of reusables. Reusables are nothing but our objects. Here we can see two main parts. One is the acquire reusable and another is the release reusable. Client will call acquire reusable to get the actual object, and finally the reuse reusable to return the object back to the reusable pool. So this should be pretty simple to understand. Like obviously, and there is a set max pool size which will be defining the what should be the pool size, and get instance is nothing but a factory method to get the instance of the reusable pool. So any question up till now?
No.
Okay, so should we start with the implementation for this one to understand how it is happening actually?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So obviously we need to create our, let's create our new project, object pool design pattern. You can stop me anytime if you're not able to understand or need help in anything.
Yeah, sure.
Object pool design pattern. I've created a class. In this class, object pool actually is very simple. Let's create out two classes which we had defined. One is like an actual client class, and another is the reusable pool. So let's add a class reusable pool. I will be implementing like a basic dumbed down version of this reusable pool, like how to get the instance and how to release the pool. Reusable pool. In this reusable pool, we will having few of the properties which we had mentioned earlier. One is like pool size, another is the acquire reusable, and then another is the release reusable. So let's create a private variable here on the pool size. Create a constructor reusable pool size. I will accept the size of the parameter. I'll set pool size as the size. Okay. Another is to let's maintain a queue where we need to create where we will be actually storing our pre-initialized objects. So let's create our queue private read only queue. Here we will be storing and pool manager. Let's start with what should be our object look like. Let's take the previous example of our class car example. Our final object
Okay.
should be car.
Yeah.
I'll create car. Let's start with the car elements. We don't need to add anything. I don't think we need to deal with anything here. Okay. Also, let's try to make it generic so that obviously I'll come to tell you what I'm doing here. So I've made this reusable pool as a generic where any type of object can be passed here. Like for instance, this is not necessarily reusable pool should be associated with a car. It can be associated with a different type of object also. So I have made it generic and it will associate that generic object, and yeah, that would be returned. And I made it, and doing this where t colon new, this part ensures that our generic object should not be interface or abstract class. It should be the actual object. It should be the we should be able to construct that object. So it is ensuring that.
Okay.
So let's create our pool manager here actually. New queue. Okay. And finally, as of now, let's let's create our two methods. Public t acquire reusable, and would be another would be release reusable. That it would be just be a void, public void. Release reusable, which will be accepting the object.
Okay.
So yeah, let's proceed with the implementation of the reusable. Okay. So let's check whether our pool is actually having the object or not. That pool manager is having the instance or not. If it is having, then if it is not having, obviously, then we need to create an object and store it in the pool. Else, if it is not having, then obviously we need to create a new T. Yeah, so we are instantiating that generic object and we are returning it from here. If pool manager is not having any object. If it is already having, then simply we need to return it from the our pool manager. Return pool manager dot dequeue. So you can understand what is happening here. Means we are simply removing one of our already pre-initialized object from our queue and returning it. So this should be our implementation of the acquire reusable. And one is what should we should do in the release reusable. In the release reusable, we should simply insert it into our queue. So obviously we need to insert in our pool manager whenever any object is returned. Pool manager dot enqueue object. So you can understand what is happening here. Like suppose client is requesting an object from the very first time. Initially, we don't have any object. Client will call this public reusable. It will come to this part. This will be returning false because pool manager initially doesn't have any object. It come to else and return an object will be returned. Fine up till now.
Okay, yeah.
Now client is not needing that connection, like a database connection. It wants to return that connection. Here in the example of car, now client is not needing that car. Now it wants to return the car back to the agency. So here the client will call this release reusable with object, and we will insert that object in the pool manager. Now again, like suppose after a few minutes, client requests for another car. So they will call acquire reusable. Here this time pool manager is having one instance of car. So instead of creating this, instead of creating new object, here is simply our manager will be our already instantiated car will be returned from the pool manager, and we will remove that car from the queue. So this part is clear up till now?
Yeah.
But there is one problem, few problems which we need to encounter here. Obviously, we need to handle the size of the whether our pool manager pool size is not exceeding that we need to ensure. Pool manager dot size. Sorry, here we need to use count, right? Pool manager dot count should be pool size. So yeah, so that it shouldn't exceed our pool manager means it shouldn't exceed our size of the reusable pool, and it will be left open for the garbage collector to be destroyed. Another thing is a issue with the thread safety. There need to be synchronization between this and this step. Only one thread should be able to access this step at a point of time, so that it happens in a synchronized manner. So for thread safety, I will implement a small lock here. I will implement a lock here, and this should happen only when the lock is acquired. So this if is nothing but our locking step. This step can be different in way it can be handled in Java. In Java, there is a synchronized step where we are handling that. In C# we have a lock step to do this, and whenever it will exit this step, lock will be released. Similarly, a lock need to be acquired when we are trying to access this step, and that should be thread locker. So this is our dumbed down version. So client will obviously need to instantiate our reusable pool with our generic type. Here generic type was usable pool car pool new usable pool, and here we are like suppose passing the size of 10. So this pool is having a capacity of 10 cars. Now let's say car A is equal to pool dot acquire reusable, and car B is equal to pool dot acquire reusable. So this is the same step, means we are using the same steps to instantiate one car. So yeah, I think, and finally we can release our once the step is done, we can release our car using A and pool dot release reusable B. So this is our simple step of our implementation of reusable pool. I'll just run this step to ensure that we don't have any errors unnecessary, which we don't want.
Yes.
Okay, so we are not printing anything, so this should simply close, and value cannot be null. Okay, yeah. Obviously, we need to instantiate our thread locker object before any further steps should be done. So let's instantiate our thread locker object. It is a very simple step of I need to stop this. Thread locker is equal to is of type object. Yeah, object. Yeah, this should fix this. Is never assigned to. I'm instantiating this. I'm not sure why it is still telling us the error. I will just run it again to ensure. Yeah, this error is gone. Yeah, our application is running successfully. Yeah. So this is a very simple example of object pool design pattern. Obviously, it has its own cons. One is like acquiring the lock is expensive. So
Yes.
we need to be aware whenever we are acquiring the lock. Second is the problem of memory leak. If client is not returning the release reusable, if client is not doing this release reusable object, then we can have the problem of memory leak. So yeah, that's it for today. See you in the next class.